What's up, guys? Welcome to This Week in MXA, episode number 85, presented to you guys by O'Neal Racing. Thank you for tuning in to this video. In this episode, we are going to be talking about Unadilla National coming up this weekend. We got some top pro riders returning from injury that are going to make these last 4 rounds of the Nationals stacked with competition, especially in the 450 class. We also have Red Bull Straight Rhythm coming up October 15th. Very excited about that one with some big twists to it. And we have some Loretta's coverage in this video. Let's dive into it. Starting things off, we have to talk about the Red Bull Straight Rhythm coming back for 2022. It's the first time since 2019 that this race is back, and we've had 2 years of Red Bull Straight Rhythm on 2-stroke only bikes, 2018 and the final year in 2019. 2-stroke only, I think it is by far the way to go for this race. Red Bull caught on, Eric Pernard caught on with this event, and they are doing a great job promoting it as a 2-stroke only race. It's getting manufacturers to bust out their old 2-strokes like Honda. Ken Roczen, he won on a CR250 at the 2019 event. Now, Honda is actually the promoting sponsor, one of the top sponsors for the Red Bull Straight Rhythm, October 15th at Huntington Beach. That is right, they're gonna be racing at the beach, not really on the beach, because you know they would never let that happen in California, or really not very many places in the world they'd let you put a motocross race on the beach. But here in California, they're gonna have it in the parking lot. I think the grandstands are gonna be in the beach, and they're also gonna have the Roland Sands Designs Moto Classic, the Beach Classic. They're gonna do some flat track racing on the beach. That will be pretty cool. So flat track racing, Red Bull Straight Rhythm, all kind of combined into one big fun event at Huntington Beach. I think it's gonna be an exciting show, but bringing up the fact that Honda is the presenting sponsor is kind of funny because Honda doesn't make 2-strokes anymore, but pretty cool. Ken Roczen, he won at the last round of 2019. Now they have Jet Lawrence and Ken Roczen on the posters for the Red Bull Straight Rhythm. They haven't announced the riders, but both of those two are Red Bull sponsored athletes, and I think there's a very, very good chance that we'll see Jet Lawrence riding a CR250 2-stroke, racing against Ken Roczen and racing against some other top Honda riders like possibly Josh Hansen. He's posted a lot of photos and videos, or a couple videos recently on Instagram of him riding 2-strokes again. That's pretty cool. And then of course, we're gonna see all the KTM riders, the Red Bull riders. Jade Dungy, he's the mechanic for Aaron Plessinger. He posted a cool video of an Akrapovic silencer for Aaron Plessinger's bike. So 2-stroke builds are starting to commence, and I know a lot of riders are reaching out, trying to get their place on the run sheet and their place in the rider sheet to be signed up to race this event. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. October 15th, it's gonna be fun seeing Jet Lawrence on a 2-stroke, Ken Roczen, probably, hopefully Ryan Dungey, he's a Red Bull rider, hopefully Cooper Webb, and you know, we know Jade Dungy is building that bike for Aaron Plessinger, so it'll be cool to see him there at that race for the first time. Long story short, we love 2-strokes. We love testing 2-strokes and riding them. I actually got to ride Cooper Webb's 2-stroke after the 2019 race, so hopefully we get to do some more fun stuff with some of the factory 2-strokes after this year's race. Good stuff. Thankful to have that race back for 2022. Next up, we got the Unadilla National coming up this weekend in New York. Very excited for that one because I am expecting to see Dylan Ferrandis back on the track for the Star Racing Yamaha team. That means we'll have 4 riders under the Star Racing Yamaha tent: Christian Craig, Eli Tomac, and Dylan Ferrandis riding 450 Yamahas this weekend at Unadilla. Very exciting. Dylan Ferrandis got hurt before the season opener. He messed up his thumb and he was off the bike for 6 weeks, had surgery. Now he's been on the bike for 5 weeks. So you know he's been riding a lot. He's been getting back in shape, back up to speed, and it's very cool to see. We got some videos of him that he posted on his Instagram. It's gonna be interesting to see. Dylan Ferrandis bested Eli Tomac in last year's Pro Motocross Championship. Obviously Eli Tomac, he is on another level this year and doing extremely well, and Chase Sexton has upped his game big time from last year. So Dylan Ferrandis, will he jump in and beat those guys right away? Will he run with those guys right away? I think if anybody can do it, Dylan Ferrandis can, and I'm very excited to see some fresh blood at the top of the 450 class. We got 4 rounds to go. Unadilla, Budds Creek, Ironman, and the final race at Fox Raceway number 2 at Paula. So that's 4 rounds for Dylan Ferrandis. That's a good healthy chunk to see him get back up to speed and hopefully fighting for some wins and some podiums in the 450 class. Other notes, Dean Wilson, he is coming back for the last 4 rounds. We're excited for him. This is his farewell tour. He is moving on after this to be Supercross only in 2023 is what it sounds like. So he's not retiring yet, but he's definitely planning on not doing any more outdoor nationals. I also expect to see Malcolm Stewart back at these last 4 rounds. So gonna have
3 top contenders back at the races. And a big question, Shane McElrath. He was in the Rockstar Husqvarna fill-in spot. Now he is no longer with Husky for these last 4 rounds. What is he gonna do? He's not gonna sit it out. We've heard that he is back riding, and he's gonna be doing his best to be back on the track. So at the time of recording this video, I can't release exactly what he's gonna be doing this weekend, but I do know that Shane will be back racing, and excited to see him on a new bike, and excited to see him finish out the 450 National Series strong, as this is really his first run at a 450 National Championship since he had so many injuries last year. Next up, also gotta highlight the September issue of Motocross Action Magazine. It is out now on the newsstands and being shipped to your front door. So if you're not subscribed to the magazine, you better get subscribed so you can check out all of our in-depth bike tests, where we go in detail about each bike we test, each product we test, and also share more coverage from some of the races. We got some really detailed, in-depth interviews with different interesting people from within the motocross industry. So fun times. Check out the September issue of Motocross Action. Read my article from racing Hangtown and Pala, the first 2 nationals of the Pro Motocross season. Next up, MXA, we just released our Antonio Caroli bike test video where we got to ride his factory Red Bull KTM 450, and that thing was insane to ride. I can't tell you guys how stiff those forks were. He's running Supercross forks for outdoor pro motocross. I always thought that European riders, because they ride outdoors year round and they don't touch Supercross tracks, I thought that they would have softer suspension that was more tailored for outdoors, but that is not the case. Caroli, he has some stiff stuff on his front end, and talking to some of the KTM mechanics, they were saying that that's probably why he likes to stand up further into the corners. He has a little bit of a different riding style than some of the American riders. He obviously rides a lot of his weight on the rear end of the bike, so the bike is set out a little more choppered, softer in the rear, stiffer on the front, so he can just hammer some bumps super fast. So really cool video. I had a blast riding that bike. Cole Zeller, we got him on that bike as well just a couple weeks ago. The full video is out now. I give you guys as much detail as I can about that bike and what it was like to ride, so be sure to check it out. Next up, we also just have to highlight quickly the fact that Jet Lawrence has been riding a Honda 450 in the break between Washougal and Unadilla. We have to believe that he is getting ready for the Motocross of Nations to ride for Team Australia on a 450. It's going to be very exciting to see how he stacks up with the best in the world in that class on the big bike 450 4-stroke from Honda. So that will be really cool. The videos were posted by Moto Academy and AJ Catanzaro. AJ is doing a great job with Moto Academy, training riders on how to be safer, stronger, smarter on their motorcycles, and pretty cool that he's got some sweet footage of Jet Lawrence riding the Honda 450. So that's cool. Looking forward to Motocross of Nations at Redbud, and hopefully we'll see the Lawrence brothers doing well for Team Australia. Next up, we got to highlight the Loretta Lynn's Amateur National Championship that went on this past week in Tennessee. I've raced there many times as an amateur, and it is a brutal and tough week. A lot of pressure and a really tight and technical track that gets super rough and extremely hot conditions there. So MXA's Dennis Stapleton, he was out there. He got some cool videos for us for this video. Hayden Deegan was obviously the standout rider. Wherever he goes, he just carries a huge crowd with him and a huge following on social media. He brought a lot of attention to that race, riding for Star Racing Yamaha. Having a dad like Brian Deegan and just Deegan family promoting themselves on YouTube, they do a great job and they make it fun to watch and follow. So Hayden Deegan, he raced 2 classes, 250B class and also the Schoolboy 2 class. Hayden got the win in the Schoolboy 2 class. He went 1-1-1, got the championship with Daxton Bennick finishing 2nd overall and Preston Boasplug finishing 3rd. In the 250B class, Hayden Deegan actually didn't win that class. He got a DNF in the first moto after his rear wheel got blown out when he ran into Evan Ferry and got a foot peg through his spokes. After that, he finished 2nd in the next moto and he won the final moto of the 250B class. Daxton Bennick, he got the win on his KTM 250 in that class. So great job to Daxton Bennick. He went 4-1-2 for the overall championship in that class. Big standout to our West Coast off-road racer, Cole Martinez. Cole has had time racing in the pro ranks in Supercross and motocross. Then he stepped out of Supercross into the off-road ranks, racing NGPC and Works off-road races for the SLR Honda team. It's the factory West Coast off-road effort. He went to Mammoth and Loretta's this year during the summer break they had for the off-road races, just to have some fun racing motocross and see what he could do. He ended up winning the Open Pro Sport class. He went 4-3-1 to win the overall, beating out riders like Chance Hymas from Factory Honda, Ryder D. Francisco from Pro Circuit Kawasaki, and a lot of other top amateur riders out there. So Cole Martinez got the win in the Open Pro Sport class, which nobody would have guessed. He also raced the vet class, the 25 plus class. He went 1-1-2 for the championship in
that class were Michael Lessie. He got second. He went 2-2-1 for second overall in that class. So impressive stuff. Good job, Cole Martinez, for coming out of out of the shadows to win 2 championships at Loretta's. Also, Caden Braswell, Gas 250 rider. He won the 250 Pro Sport class with a 3-2-1 scores. Good job to him. Also, good job to Gavin Towers for finishing second in the 250 Pro Sport class. Jaden Claw for finishing third. Talon Hawkins, he got fourth. Chance Hymas, he got sixth. Our buddy Benjamin Garib, he got 7th, and Ryder D. Francisco got 11th after going 2-1 DNF in the 250 Pro Sport class. So rough week for him at Loretta's. All right, guys, thank you for tuning in to This Week in MXA, episode number 85, presented by O'Neal Racing. We'll see you in the next video.